What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Red Shirts Remastered here at our Rare Disease Day streamaganza. It is February 28th, and tomorrow, February 29th, is Rare Disease Day, so we're hanging out to raise money for FMF and AID Global Association, and we're here to entertain you as well. So far, we've raised $225. Thank you, everybody who has donated. And so we've decided to give you something a little special, something we've been working on for a while now, a game show. And we're all gamers. We love video games. And we would all love to make our own video game. Question is, would your game get past the investors? Would the consumers want to buy your game? As a developer, do you understand what the people want? What kind of roadblocks you'll have to deal with? Well, we're going to find out right now. Because this is development hell. Below me are three developers. Say hello, Gio, Spencer, and John. In any order.
Hello there.
Hello there. Howdy, partner.
Oh boy, we're in for a long night, guys. To my side here is the consumer for round one. Say hello, Patrick.
Hi, guys. You guys are going to be trying to sell me your games.
I know, just a ticket.
My first game is going to be a flight sim. No, I'm just. No, I'm just kidding.
So to start, we're going to spin some wheels. Now, to spin those wheels, I'm just going to a website, so there's nothing special about it. I'm not bringing out Vanna White or Alex Trebek, rest in peace. Game show god. And the GOAT for sure. We're just going to spin a wheel. There's 3 wheels we're going to spin for round one. We're going to spin the genre wheel. So let's do that first. Shall we, everybody? Dun, dun, dun. Do you have the document up, Patrick?
Let's spin the wheel.
Did you have the document up? If not, I can pull it up. Because I was going to list them.
I've got the document up here, yeah. Yeah.
All right. So,
the rules? Is that what you're talking about, that one?
No, do the, yeah. So, no. I got it. I got episode 1, the episode 1 list document. So, the first wheel we're going to spin, here, I need to move this down here, sorry. I'm messing up already. Not really. First episode, we're experimenting, folks.
We're good.
Boom. The first wheel is the genre wheel. So, will it be a first-person shooter RPG? A survival horror game you have to create? A multiplayer farming game, perhaps? Maybe an arcade racer? A fictional sport that you have to make up? Turn-based tactical? Spencer's favorite. Side-scrolling beat-em-up? Vehicle sim? Oh, the consumer might love that one. VR music, mobile matching game. We all love those mobile matching games. A point-and-click adventure. Or are we asking you to remaster something? So let's go ahead and spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel. Shout out to Yakid K and Technotronic.
All right. A side-scrolling beat-em-up is your game you have to design. Let's move on to the next wheel, shall we, folks?
Side-scrolling beat-em-up.
Oh, that's the genre as well. God dang it. Open. Oh, that's right, because it does that. Let me open the object item wheel. This wheel, there's items on it. I'm not even going to read these because there's too many ones. You know what? We'll read them. A sword. A dildo. Legos. Tacos. Soccer ball. Computer monitor. Beer bottle. Les Mis 3rd edition.
What?
Lynx. Atari.
Thanks. Oh, that.
Magnavox
Sorry,
Odyssey. Oculus
Ooh.
Quest. Let's spin that wheel.
Spin it.
I noticed there's one item that was glaringly missing from that list.
Oh God.
A wedge of cheese.
I think I know what it is.
Wedge of cheese. And you will have to build some sort of Atari, something to do with Atari and side-scrolling beat 'em up. Oof, this is going to be
So
rough,
just
folks.
Atari in general.
Atari in general. Could be anything Atari related. Just Atari somewhere has to be in your pitch. Has to have Atari somehow connected to it. I don't know how. Be creative. It's up to you.
I got an idea ready for that.
The next wheel is going to be the setting wheel. Dun, dun, dun.
Ooh.
Could the game take place in Russia? A stadium? The subway / underground? Mountains? A forest? The Mushroom Kingdom? Castle? An airplane? A haunted house? A farm? Space? Or the ocean?
Ocean? We going ocean?
I don't know. What's it gonna be? A side-scrolling beat-'em-up Atari game that takes place, in a subway / underground. Ooh,
That may help you, actually.
That may help you. All right.
So subway / underground. So what's the ruling on that? Does it have to be for transportation underground?
Yes, like a London Underground subway. Oh, I mean, think about it. I'm not gonna say, but it has to be related in a subway underground somehow. Like,
Okay.
you know, that's all I'm going to say. So, in order, though, to decide, before we go to the brainstorming section, we we have to figure out who's going to go first after you guys come back.
Mm-hmm.
So, to the...
Spin that wheel.
No. So, to the closest 100,000 as of April 2013, according to Segment Next, how many copies had Dark Souls sold? As of April 2013, according to Segment Next, how many copies had Dark Souls sold?
God damn it! This is one I should know.
Right away, or,
This is your bread and
To
butter,
the
Gio.
closest 100,000. So, something point something million, or, whatever.
Okay, let's do 7 million.
Okay. John says
7
7
million. Okay.
Oh, that's tough.
Any ideas, Spencer, Gio?
Yeah, I'm gonna go lower. Which it's tough, but my first thought is that it would be lower. I'm gonna go 3.5, which might be too low, but I want to be conservative on this one, so I'm gonna go 3.5 million.
Okay.
You on Price is Right numbers?
What did Spencer say
4
again?
million.
4 million?
That's
4 million?
Okay.
That's a bullshit.
And what did Gio, what'd you say?
3.5.
Gio's correct. Well, closest. It was
Wow.
2.3 million copies.
Had to go lower.
I thought it would be good to go conservative with that one, but yeah.
You
I was
go.
like, it could go either way. It might have sold more than I thought,
Yeah.
over all platforms too. But
Yeah. 100%. So, all right. Well, let's get you guys into the brainstorming segment. Hold on a second. I need to copy this. Control C. Get you
So
back to
when we say
brainstorm.
Atari, does it mean that it has to run on Atari
No.
hardware? Is
No,
this what
no,
you're
no,
saying?
no.
Okay,
I'm saying
okay.
that
I just wanted to double
it
check.
has to
Cool.
have some connection to Atari, whether it's he gets sucked into
Okay,
an Atari
okay.
con.
I was just
You
asking.
got it. You get it. All right.
Okay, I got it. That answers
So-
my question.
Yes. So, contestants, we'll have 5 minutes to brainstorm. While you're brainstorming, Patrick and I are gonna heckle you and talk and are you ready? 5 minutes starts now.
Yeah.
All right, let's mute them all so that the chat can't.
Yeah, well,
hear
they're
them.
working on that. We're gonna read chat a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Any predictions on who you guys think might take this round, guys, in chat? You think who's got the best idea? Maybe, possibly getting a good vibe off anybody. So first of all, I gotta say, Chris, it started. The wheel spins were a little bit challenging very early on. As soon as you rolled that subway category, I think that's going to help our contestants very well.
I think so too. The Atari side-scrolling beat 'em up though
that's
is very
going to be the hardest.
Ah!
The Atari part may be the trickiest part for them to sell.
Yeah, but I feel like that they have played enough games and watched enough TV shows and movies that they can come up with something very, 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 very interesting.
I agree.
But we'll see. You're right. We'll definitely see. For sure. We'll definitely see. So Geo is going to be going first.
Okay.
What do you expect from Geo?
I think he's going to sell you on something that's going to be a solid action scenario that's going to work very well. Ultimately, he is a music guy with a music background, so I think his game's going to definitely involve some sort of good quality music that would fit that environment. I think that's what he's going to really try to sell us on more than anything is just the setting and the mood. I think that's the direction he's going to go, but who knows? He may pull a wild card on us and surprise us big time with some unique original ideas. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I think Geo being that, as we'll call him, the middle child of the group, being that the middle age, he's got that unique perspective of old school and new school. John, I feel like while he's old school though, has definitely now converged to only new school. We always hear him saying, man, the graphics are awful though, when he's playing games. So I'm a little worried about John in this category, definitely a little worried. And how about Spencer?
What I like about Spencer here, obviously, is he's like a hybrid when it comes to content and creation stuff. He goes back and he looks at that original source material. He digs deep into the stuff that's really cool and classic, but he recognizes really cool stuff that's very new, cutting edge, and modern. And he just hits that good mesh of old and new together. I think that's really going to help him with that Atari category.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree that Spencer does have a really big upper hand. He plays those kinds of games. 2 minutes left on the brainstorming, contestants.
But I think we're going to start with a little bit of heckling now. Chris, you got anything for Geo you want to heckle?
Man, Geo worries me because, he says he wants to play the games, but he never buys them. So how does he know what the games are like? I mean, gosh. He's like, oh, man, I really want to get that game, but then you never see him get it and play it. So how does he really know what the consumer wants? What do you have to say about that?
Well, all I got to say is get Game Pass.
Get Game Pass, exactly. What about John? I know there's something you got to say about John.
Well, I don't know. He was previewing us with a lot of nipples, so I think we're going to get a lot of sexual angles. I don't know how I feel about that tonight. But who knows? It may turn in his favor, but I don't know, man. That's a little rough.
1 minute left.
But we'll see what happens. And that dingus over there,
not enough experience in the world, man. That's his problem.
You gotta get it up in there.
Gotta get it up in there.
I gotta say, I'm self-heckling myself on this one. He's watched more than me, Chris.
Oh, that's true. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah.
I know. We're working on it.
We're working
one day
on
at a time.
We are definitely working on it one day at a time. 30 seconds left on the brainstorming.
I have not seen Hook, and so Hook is going to come to bite me in the ass, and that's okay. But in terms of what I think Spencer needs to improve on, I think it's going to be giving us that original, unique idea, man. I don't know if he's got it in him. I just don't know.
10 seconds.
All right, here we go. Our contestants are finalizing.
They're finalizing their brainstorming, and time is up.
Gotta work quick. You gotta work quick.
You gotta work quick. Yeah. Whew. All right. Well, that's weird that the timer has some crazy ad on it afterwards. Anyway. All right. Well, so you guys feel confident?
I see the bullshit on Spencer and John. And you know what? I'm here for it. That's what.
All right. Yeah. Gio's the only one that we need to get on camera now. Oh, he's like wearing sunglasses when you're playing poker. All right. Well, the order is going to be Gio, then Spencer, then John, as Gio is the closest, then Spencer, then John on the trivia question. And I am going to go ahead for Gio. Put 15 minutes on the clock. Tell me when you are ready to start, and I'll start the timer. All right. Ready? Oh, wait. Hold on a second. I'm an idiot. I had you...
Are you guys in the audience ready? Are you guys ready?
All right. I had to unmute you guys in OBS. Sorry. They didn't hear the little bit there, but... Gio's ready. Sorry. Whatever. Work in progress. All right. And ready... Go!
All right. So, since the beginning of the video game era, we've seen Atari as being one of the pioneers of the video game landscape. There was a time when Atari was the biggest video game company on the planet, and that time has passed.
Yeah, they were pioneers.
That time has passed, but that's what this game's all about. The name of
Can
this
we
game,
heckle?
No.
the name of this game, my friends, is Atari Jaguar's Revenge. Now, if you don't know, Atari had a console named the Atari Jaguar, and essentially this was the quote-unquote first 64-bit console. This was out before the Sony PlayStation, I believe, definitely before the Nintendo 64. And it was labeled as the first 64-bit system. I remember there was a ad in I believe it was EGM, where it literally had the mascot, which was a literal jaguar, chasing down Mario and Sonic off the page as just to show you the ferocity of their brand and how they were going to put the smack down on Nintendo and Sega. And as we all know now, that's not how it happened. And so this leads us into the start of our game. It's been decades since the Jaguars' defeat at the hands of Sonic and Mario. And now he's come back for revenge due to what I can only imagine is it was an unholy ritual by a few disgruntled.
Oh, he's bringing religion into it.
Oh.
He was the Atari Jaguar mascot has been resummoned, and he is back for his revenge against Mario and Sonic. So what he's going to have to do here is he's going to have to go through a underground labyrinth, and he's going to have to escape this labyrinth in order to reach his goals. So this underground labyrinth, sponsored by Subway restaurants, is...
But Chris, they don't clean the knife.
Oh, that nasty ass knife.
So
oh no,
he has to get through this maze in true side-scrolling beat 'em up fashion, where he'll have to use various abilities such as his slashing with his claws. Being a jaguar, he'll have like a speed rush that he can go through. He'll be able to do various physical abilities and upgrades that he'll manifest over time. And so his first goal, obviously, is to escape that underground labyrinth sponsored by
Just
Subway.
to get a $5 footlong.
And
Jesus, he
so
loves
his
those footlongs in him.
once he gets out of the subway, and his next goal is he has to regain his power before he can get to the climax. So he has to go to the Atari ET landfill to regain some Atari strength, to regain some energy from those decrepit games that have been sitting under that landfill. He's got to refill his strength. The only
Rest
way he
in
knows
peace.
how,
What a shit game.
with pure Atari power. So he's going to absorb.
Oh
all
no,
that.
Atari power. Uh-oh.
That's his next destination.
He's absorbing Steven Spielberg, Chris. Do you understand?
So once he's done that, he has one last goal, and he's retained his Atari strength, and then he has to have that revenge against Mario and Sonic. So that's going to be the climax of the game. Is going to be a huge 2-on-1 battle where the Atari Jaguar will have to regain Atari supremacy versus Mario and Sonic, and that's going to be the
Sounds like a Thundercats reboot.
And yeah, that's basically that's what I came up with in the 50. I mean, that's not all I came up with, actually. How much time we got left?
You got 11 minutes
Keep
left,
going.
buddy. Keep going.
While we're
In hindsight, maybe we should have made the pitch time a little shorter.
yeah,
but
maybe
hey,
evened him out a bit. But since we're here,
we're here. We're here for charity.
what else?
Come on, man.
I mean,
It
that's
sounds. Come on, man, Patrick.
that's
This
the
just sounds
essence
like
of the
the
game
regular
right there.
old
You can throw
standard
in-
beat 'em up game.
So you're gonna have that's a very good point. So what sets it apart? I mean, beyond
Yeah.
the special Jaguar abilities that I already mentioned, you're gonna have those cameos from various, and it's gonna be done in the revenge fashion. So you might see the odd Nintendo character, the odd Sega character pop up, but they're not there to be your friend. They're there for you to beat the shit out of them.
Sounds like Wish.com Black Panther.
Wish.com Black Panther. There ain't no Wakanda in this game, my friend. This is pure Atari. So, wait, that actually sounded really bad. I'm not going to say that. Ooh.
This is YouTube. Be careful.
This almost came off as something really bad, and that is not what I meant at all. That's not what I meant. We're not going down that road. The Atari Jaguar stands for diversity, equity, inclusion. I want to say that first and foremost. So there will be fair representation in this game. You don't have to worry about that. The Atari Jaguar is actually black, so you don't have to worry about it. You can't tell because of the fur, right? But it doesn't matter, though, guys. I don't know why you guys would even give a fuck. Like, what difference does it make?
This is furry inclusive. Okay, cool.
Oh my god.
So this does include the furry community. I'm very happy.
Absolutely, you got to include the furry. You can't exclude the furry community. Like, we've seen what they've done for fandoms such as My Little Pony, and that is. I mean, to be fair, that is not the focus of this game. This is a revenge game, but we're not we're not counting out any potential fans here. We want this to be a game that is enjoyed.
Yeah, you want to get those customers.
And and it is what it is. I mean, what do you expect?
Do we want to make the pitches shorter? If you're running out of air, let me know, and we can definitely adjust.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see him flounder for another 5 minutes.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Or at least 3.5 minutes and make them 10-minute pitches.
At least, yeah.
Yeah, just.
Or should we? No, I mean, how does Gio?
I'll
Hold on. No, honestly,
Gio.
this is our what should we
maybe.
call it? Our pilot episode. How you feel like you're running out of steam, don't you?
Do you have questions at this point, or is that coming?
No, that's coming. Well, we could do the questions now, actually, included in the 15 minutes. That might be a good idea.
Yeah, because
I like that idea.
That's a great
instead
idea.
of me just going on.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't have questions because I'm just the investor. I just tell you yes or no. That's what investors do.
Well, you might have a financial question,
But the consumer
Absolutely.
definitely is going to have questions, and I might make my decision based on the answers you give the consumer. So, consumer.
How can we turn this around? Make it no, keep going.
Gio, can you explain to me more about the map, like the gameplay of the map itself? You haven't really dove into that yet. Can you explain kind of what the direction is for the map and how the format of, because it is a side scroller, so what does the map look like?
So the vast majority would take place in the underground labyrinth, sponsored by Subway, and it is a it is a Metroidvania kind of style. But to be fair, it's not as free flowing as that. It's more, there is levels, but that's it. Being it's a labyrinth, you have to retrieve various keys and things of that nature, and you're trying to get out. So it's that's the main premise there. You're stuck in that for the majority of the game. That's your main goal. And then once you get out of there, I think he has to retain his, like I said, his Atari strength. Going to the landfill, that would be the second last area, and then the final area would be that final battle between the Atari Jaguar and then Mario and Sonic in a handicap match. No holds barred, no fouls. No submissions, no pins.
No pins.
KO
It's
only, 10 count. I don't know.
So it's almost like Elimination Chamber on steroids. Got it.
Yeah.
What sort of color palette are you going for with this game that makes this unique?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would say I'm gonna lean towards a more colorful. I'm going for a little bit of a nostalgia pull here with the mid '90s, like with the Atari Jaguar era. Now, granted, I'm not gonna saying we're copying Atari Jaguar graphics. The Jaguar mascot is the part of the game, but what we want here is not so much to emulate that style, but to go for a vibrant, colorful kind of big 2D sprites. You know how I like those. I want to have something like that.
Yeah.
Some good animations, so you can see like when he's slashing. We've seen in recent years games like Cuphead and things like that to attain some really good results with stuff like that. Now, I think it can be done in other styles, so that's what I would like to see here.
Okay. I think that about does it. I have a max of two questions per contestant, so I cannot ask any more.
Correct. So, and that was perfect. That was right around at the 10-minute mark. So we're getting here on something. So 10 minutes for each person for the first round, including the questions.
So we're switching to 10 minutes now.
10 minutes now. So, including the questions. So, Dingus, are you ready?
Let's do this.
All right, and go.
All right. Just picture this here, all right? Just close your eyes and picture this, all right? A big city here, very colorful, this very cyberpunky city, 2077, right?
Yeah, and you're breathtaking.
And there's all these, all around the city, there's all these different anthropomorphic creatures here, like Zootopia.
Man, kids don't know those big words.
Cyberpunk.
Okay, so we're selling to the furry community. I like it.
But what's more important is underground this city. There's this whole network of different, different stations and rails and all sorts of places. That's a whole other environment down below of interconnecting places that's run by lizard gangs. You have different gangs of lizards fighting against each other. You have your geckos, you have the komodos, you have the iguanas, all these different lizard gangs battling against each other for this ultimate for down here trying to gain for who's the ultimate ruler of the underground of Lizard City or whatever. Yeah, the whole underground lizard part there. And so the whole idea with this though is it's a very easy pick up to play game, as all you need for it is you just need a simple Atari controller to use it. Yeah, you have use your stick and the button for all your attacks.
Of course, you gotta buy extra peripherals for
very
the game.
Easy.
Next level.
No, you get it with the special bundle, and so a very easy pick up to play game, because the biggest complaint about modern games nowadays for a bunch of new people is that there's too many buttons. All right.
Oh, he's calling us.
So all you have here is you go with your classic. So all you have now is your classic stick and button. It very easy. You have your different little combos they could do with the button. Just one button. Either you're tapping it, you're holding it. There's some unique ways that can come about, especially. But the more variety of this too, though, is that we have these different lizard gangs. You can choose what gang of lizard you want to be part of, which lizard you want to do to fight against the different railways, so you can gain those railways or whole underground.
So we're forced to play
subway
as
areas.
lizards. Yes.
For
Yes.
With two moves.
there's different kinds though. You have your different lizard, but each one gives a lot of different variety with each one though, right? Like you have your Komodos. They're your much larger lizards. They pack more of a punch, but they're a bit stronger. They're a bit slower though. But then you have like say your geckos. They're like smaller. They go around a lot quicker. So there's a lot of different variety with all these different kinds of lizards that you have that you can play as, while being very easy to pick up a play for every single kind. And so think very and it's going to give like an older sort of style to it as well, like classic like 16 or 32-bit. Haven't quite decided there, but very
He's calling
like
us old, Chris.
He is.
It's very like Streets of Ragey, but with lizards and underground as you're battling, and you get to
So
choose
why wouldn't I just go play
different
Streets of
levels they
Rage?
want to go for.
So can I?
Because it's better with
This
lizards.
pitch is making me a little ragey.
I
No,
just wanna
Dev,
clarify
no!
something.
You're not allowed. No, what's up, Gio?
I just want to know. So you playing as the lizards? Is that right?
Stop! No, you're not. No, you
Yes,
can't
yes,
ask
you
that.
can-
Don't answer it. Devs do not ask Devs
Don't
questions.
answer.
Okay, I didn't. And,
Devs do not ask Devs questions.
okay, I'll shut up.
I will allow 10
So-
additional seconds, dispenser, for that.
He doesn't. I
So,
don't think he needs any
um,
time. I think he's done. I think it's time for you to ask him
That's
questions.
it.
No,
That's
no,
it.
I want to see him flounder some more.
No, ask the questions, damn it.
He's still got less than 6 minutes. Keep floundering.
Yeah, he wants you to go on for like 2 more minutes, is what he's saying.
Go on.
At least 2 more minutes.
Or he won't
Okay.
buy your
Just
game.
I need more. Yeah,
mine
I
devolved
can't.
afterwards.
I don't have enough here to buy your game. Come on, Spencer. You got to sell me this.
You need more. All right. So,
Yes.
well, think about this. You have freedom of being any of the different lizard gangs that you want, right? And of
Yeah.
course, it's very easily expandable too of adding more different kinds of lizards. You know, it's a very simple idea here.
Yeah.
Just there's all these different lizards, and the core component here is just easy pick up and play. Of course, you know you could play with other people.
Yeah.
Given,
But what if I want to play single player?
local co-op. Well, you can do single player as well. It's just like any other beat 'em
Okay.
up. You have the option of single player or multiplayer.
That counts as one of your
And so-
questions.
It's exactly what you want.
Oh, darn, you got me. Okay, good. Nicely done. Good catch, Chris.
And so, yeah, no, any amount of people could play. If it's just you, just by yourself, more people together, it's entirely up to the choice of. You're given a choice of freedom here. While it's a easy pickup to play,
I mean, it is
beat 'em up
America
with
after
different
all.
kinds of. Listen, no. It's Lizard City down here. All right, as they're down
Oh.
here trying to fight with each other. Get it right here. All right.
So it's a completely different
And so-
country.
Completely different, exactly. I say you got to get yourself into this world. Very,
Chris, we
know,
have to take our
flashy,
passports
also-
just to get into this game.
I'm an investor. I can go anywhere in the world.
It's set in the far. See this. Okay, let's talk about this setting a little bit. All right, it's deep
Okay.
underground. You have all these different kinds of
Yeah.
railway environments. You know, some of them are more.
Mhm.
What do
Get
you want
very
to say?
cyclical.
Like downtownish with more screens everywhere. You
Mhm.
know, very colorful. There's other parts where it's just
Yeah.
like a standard, way railway or whatever. You also have
Mhm.
your like more rundown areas, subway areas. All sorts of different areas I could go through. As it's literally anywhere below the city, and who knows how far down deep it goes.
Down, down, down. What if I want to go up, up, up? You know, it's a weird world, man.
Was that your second question?
Well,
No, it was a statement.
Okay. So what good? I'm trying to get you here.
I was gonna say, it
know.
sounded like a question. Dan,
Sounded
just
close.
saying.
All right, go ahead and
I would-
ask your second question.
I'm only locked into one question here. So, what's the sort of musical vibe you're going for with your game for the soundtrack?
Ooh,
We
Very
didn't
good
really touch
question
on
here.
that.
absolutely. Let's go with Yeah, that's a very good question. So I imagine these, you're getting these like all different punk lizards together, right? It's literally gangs of lizards. So like, think of like this offbeat, retro-ish sort of like rock vibe. Like I said, we're going with a very much retro feel here with this game, with it all being lizards that you play as, all these different kinds of lizards. And so, but these lizards, they're like your think like like the punk 16-bit rock that these kid lizards love to listen to at this time.
So kind of like that 90s 2000s vibe right there. Okay, I'm feeling that. All right,
exactly.
And so I can't ask you any more questions,
Nope.
but I just want to say thanks for the pitch.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Spencer. 2 down, 1 to go. How do we feel so far after that?
I've enjoyed the floundering. I love seeing them squirm.
One of the unintended like beauties of this so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Chris caught me on that extra question in the middle there when I was trying to
Sneak it
nicely
in.
done.
Trying
It
to
might have saved Spencer.
Might have, actually. Let's see. John, are you ready?
Let's do it.
And go.
All right. So this is a time where Atari is floundering. They need something to juice themselves back up. And they decided, you know what? Let's make a game where we're going to team up with Hudson Games, Hudson Soft, the maker of the TurboGrafx 16. And they're going to work together on a crossover game. So it's going to be a mixture of Pitfall and Bonk's Adventure. And this is going to be called Pitfall, Boinky, and the Temple of the Hidden Landfill. And
We
so,
have a
Yeah,
title.
right down there
Look at
next
that.
to where we have the ET copies. I guess that's
Yeah,
where Atari
Yeah,
power
no,
comes from.
yeah, that ET thing is, it made national headlines. And so in this game, Boinky, he has a sexual adult toy item to use to hit enemies. So instead of, Bonk's Adventure, he has a big head. So here he's got a giant, I don't know if you can say this on YouTube, but a giant dildo.
Yes, you can
And,
say it. We said it earlier.
Okay. And so
Very, very Saints Row.
it's in the underground. So you're dealing with a lot of BDSM stuff, enemies out there. And since this is the hidden landfill, so of course you're going to have the
Kinky,
ET.
Chris.
Yeah, the ET stuff. You're going to also have other hard bosses. These are just giant cartridges.
Oh, they're hard,
they're-
all right.
Yeah, hard cartridges of just terrible video games like Shaq Fu, Superman 64. Let's added the Suicide Squad in there.
Wow.
The worst of the
And
worst.
You're the bosses, right? You're fighting them, and as you're fighting them, they're gonna just dish out just stuff to make your life hard, including battle passes, just glitches, bugs, crappy combat, and you have to like.
I mean, it's
just
Shaq Fu.
go
Of course,
through all
it's
of
crappy combat.
Yeah. And let's say the music. I want the music to be composed by Chris Isaac because he did Baby Did a Bad Thing. So that's just going to be in the background. And yeah, so this fusion is going to be a game changer of just two companies that went downhill. And with this crossover, they're going to just rise to the top again, featuring the 16-bit graphics or 8-bit graphics you know and love, because you can have different modes. You can change back between 8-bit, 16 bits, and I don't even know what the
He's forcing us to change graphics, Chris. I don't know how I
Yes.
feel about this.
you only have two options. That's it.
Man,
Again, calling us stupid that we can't handle
calling
more
us
than two
stupid, having to
options.
figure this out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to force ourselves
Not-
into a corner.
Not calling you stupid because we're letting you know these are the two options. That is it. Only two.
I mean, it is an even number after all.
Crickets.
And yeah, the menu simple. It's pretty simplified, the menu system. So it's like this is
Yeah,
it.
he's calling us stupid.
This is what we have for you.
No, I think
guys.
the term he used was simple.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, we're simple.
You got plenty of time left, sir.
No, this is made for the simple times, for the simple audiences back then. I don't care about the high.
No, he's calling us simple times right now, is what he's calling us.
Yeah.
Oh, he admits it.
I think the consumer still wants to see you flounder, so you might want to keep going.
You got to sell me this game, John.
Yeah, that's it. 16, 8-bit, and okay, the bad guys you'll be fighting. There will be like just different dungeon. What is it? Sex workers. And they'll be just hitting you with all types of different BDSM outfits and all that. And
I'm not getting hard.
You're not getting hard with that.
Must be cooling down in here.
Man, that's it. That's all I got.
Yeah,
that's all he's
got.
Is
underground. It is underground, Chris. You got to keep that in mind. Of course, you're going to cool down.
True. Does the consumer have any questions? I'm sure he's got lots of questions after that presentation. I did not put. Hold on.
Yeah.
I want to say I put everybody. I put Spencer and Gio on a spotlight cam. I did not put John on the spotlight cam because I wanted to see Spencer's reaction the whole time when he pulled out the dildo thing. Oh boy.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, consumer, go ahead and ask questions.
The first glaring question I have to ask, John: why BDSM?
You know why?
Sexy time. You know, people love sexy stuff, and this is it. Instead of just hiding it behind rated M stuff, this is it. They're going to try to make it revolutionary so it's
next level.
Next level stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
It's still keeping it low level with 16.
Yeah. Low level, and by calling us simple, I understand. Yeah. So with the whole crossover with Hudson Soft, I'm trying to think of the best way to word this. What is that next evolutionary step with that crossover between the brands that's going to make your game the game that I want to buy? Like what about
for
that?
You?
What
for
about
you as let's say
what about the partnership?
A retro gamer, right? If you're a retro gamer, yeah. So this partnership is going to be great because you're going to see these two companies come back, and they're going to change the name from Hudson Soft to Hudson Hard. You're going to have so it's like it's a win-win for everybody.
Oh my god.
And for those who don't know, the little Hudson logo has a B, and that tip, it's pointy, it's hard, it's ready to go. But I just want to say thank you, John. Thank you for the pitch. I appreciate it. And
no problem.
My questions. Okay.
No problem.
All right, now this is the deliberation stage. Chris has to make the hard decisions here.
Do we not get rebuttals or anything, or?
No. Does a developer who goes into a presentation to an investor get to rebut the other developer's presentation?
They charge in through the meeting.
Yeah, that's true.
I heard you have a meeting here.
If I go to a meeting and they have 3 other companies and they're all like, fight for your game, and like,
that would be hilarious.
But unless that's like a second round only thing, then
Chris, can we give them an open comment period where they can give a short statement about what they think of each other's pitches, at least?
I mean, sure, they can do that. I don't think it's going to really affect my choice because as an investor, it might affect that might like affect the second round more because of the votes. But go ahead, the first round if they want to.
All right, so we're going to do it in reverse order here. We're going to start with since John did his pitch last, Gio. What's your comment on John's pitch?
Okay, I don't understand the logic of that order decision, but anyway, that being said,
he's saying everyone's commenting on John's and everyone's going to comment on Spencer's than yours.
Okay, so in terms of John's, I will say my first thought was that he did mention. Do I understand this right? It was like a mix of Pitfall in the gameplay.
Yeah,
which is great.
Go in that Jack Black vibe. Yeah.
well, that's my problem is that there was no mention of Jack Black at all, and he was. I think that's kind of relevant, maybe just to me.
Could be. I don't know.
will
Maybe
say,
not.
he did say it was a mix of 8 or 16-bit graphics, which
He called us simple. Yes.
Okay, that's enough. You get one comment. Come on now, you don't get a whole spiel.
Okay, one last thing.
No. Spencer, what did you think about John's?
I'll let him have one last comment.
You're the consumer, damn it.
No, I want to hear him out.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay,
hold on.
I don't mean to make it all about me. My bad. But
you are.
I will say that he said this is 8 or 16-bit, which is great, but mine was the only mention of 64-bit. And I think that's
okay.
That's a rebuttal. Stop.
That's it, Geo. You're done.
Okay.
I'll rebuttal that with we have 4-bit graphics.
All right. See, okay, we can do this comment thing, but in the first round, just make it like one sentence, please, so we can get on to the second round.
Yeah. Spencer, what do you think about John's pitch?
One sentence.
Here's the thing. John's pitch would be great for a certain community over on a certain hub, but problem is they can't see any of it with that low low bit graphics. Just saying.
Damn. All right.
I just got what you meant there.
John, what did you think about Spencer's pitch?
Lizards and Cyberpunk. You can't go wrong with that. That's it.
Oh, you're complimenting him. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. I like the vibe. Okay.
All right. Geo, interesting. Geo, you're commenting on Spencer's. No. Geo gets to comment on Spencer's.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I didn't really have much there. I think my question is like, he didn't even get into what
one
kind
sentence
of
or what was it?
Did he get into what kind of lizards?
He said all kinds. Okay. He said every kind of lizard, and you can add lizard. Yeah, he did. Okay.
You gotta be more specific there. Like, do we got?
He was. You just weren't listening, obviously. You weren't listening. You weren't listening. All right, Spencer, what did you think about Geo's presentation?
I
can take it.
This is Geo was just paid by Subway. And I will boycott it because I hate Subway.
All right. And
he
John,
does hate Subway.
John, what did you think about Geo's?
I do eat at Subway. So.
Oh, are you muted? Oh.
No. He just said I do eat at Subway. That's what he just said.
My bad. I muted the stream. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh.
Yeah. And no, I do like the references to the Atari stuff, especially with ET, because I was like, oh man, I had the ET idea too. So I like that we're like thinking on the same page. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for that too.
Okay, and there we go. All right, I have to make
tough, man.
It's
a tough decision
now.
Yeah.
8-bit graphics, guys. 8-bit graphics.
So I have to say, John, the niche thing is interesting because niche games oftentimes sell much better. My worry is that niche games have to cross-pollinate as well. So that's where I'm a little worried there. Spencer, I'm worried about because, first of all, he didn't talk about any of like the move sets of the lizards or anything like that.
Yeah, he didn't do that.
He said one button or two, or press the button or hold the button is all he said, keeping it simple. Okay,
he's really trying to get that niche audience of like people who only dig lizards. Yeah, that's tough.
That's tough too. And then Geo, I feel like he
went for mascots.
He went for mascots. He did a great job of incorporating the whole Atari thing.
He's pushing the furry community thing a little too hard.
They all were, though, sort of. Like, lizards are animals.
But he really pushed
and then John's going... They all kind of had a little bit of the same fetish theme.
But in a weird way.
But I think, honestly, I'm going to have to knock out Spencer.
No!
There it is. Wow. Round one is over.
The lizards
That's
is
that's a
interesting,
surprise.
but again, you didn't give me
Lizardist.
enough. You didn't give me enough. I didn't hear about move sets or weapons or anything like this. Oh, he's mad. Oh, he's mad. He took off the jacket. He's mad. Oh, he's mad.
Don't hurt me, Spencer.
I was fully expecting to be out. Not gonna lie.
So,
All right, Spencer, would you like to make
I
a
see how it
exiting
is.
comment
no,
on
first,
being
hold
eliminated?
on. Let me first say that the reason
Okay.
I chose Geo is the whole revenge thing is definitely a cool idea, and the mascots thing, definitely
Yeah.
unique characters there. John's, again, unique characters. I like the ET thing for sure, and the ET Underground thing. Yeah, Spencer, you gotta put more into the gameplay, man. I didn't hear enough about your gameplay. I heard one button press or hold the button. That's okay.
Spencer,
He's like,
Spencer,
"Motherfucker,
what's your
actually play
comment?
these games."
What's your
I love you,
comment?
Spencer. I love you.
My rebuttal is I don't feel like anyone else really focused on much gameplay stuff either, other than relating to other games, which I did as well. So that's all.
No. What are you talking about?
was.
Geo talked
Shit.
about like leveling up and having move sets that you learn and things like that. And John talked about the weapons that you got attacked with and things
Okay.
like that.
Well,
Yeah.
sure, whatever, sure.
Sex toys.
No, that's fine. Sex box, exactly.
Bring out the sex
But-
bots.
But guys, this is good news. This is something you guys don't necessarily know. When the first person gets eliminated, they become the new second consumer in round 2. So
Uh-oh.
now, Geo,
Oh god.
Geo, and John now have Spencer as an additional heckler in round 2. So I hope you guys are ready.
My next game.
I
is gonna
love you,
be
Spencer.
Completely comic based.
All right, so we got to go to the wheel. Hold on. let me-
Mine's
Go
gonna
to
star Joker.
Round 2.
We're gonna put
That was a
Spencer
good
down
one.
here for the wheel. Hold on a second. So the next wheel, as I said, is what we call the detriment wheel.
Uh-oh.
Oh
Here's where,
god.
yeah, we have
I'm
to.
actually excited for this.
So yeah, this is where we put the
Mhm.
kind of a roadblock in your way, and you have to get around that roadblock. And this means you might have to alter your first pitch. You understand
Yeah.
that?
Okay. So this will factor into that.
Give it to
first
us.
Game we've already
Yeah. This is all to do with the same game. It's like you're a job interview and you're moving on to the next round of the job interview, So, and I'm just looking at Matthew's comment. It says peanut butter sexy time. All right. So
Peanut butters.
let's see what the detriment for your game is going to be.
Spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel.
Oh, interesting. You have to take your game that you've just come up with now and turn it into an adaptation of another franchise or IP, but with that same concept of what you did.
Hmm.
Adaptation, huh?
Yeah. It has to be an
Interesting.
adaptation. It can't be original. It has to be based on, like, for example, Geo,
It'll be-
Liza
it'll
P.
be like-
Liza P,
Yeah.
for example.
Wait,
Yeah.
no. Let's get some clarification on some examples. More examples.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Go ahead.
you could basically take any brand and kind of convert it with your themes you've already gave us, and it's like I would say like a twisted version of that IP.
So,
it's not
different version
necessarily
of
in
Yeah,
that
it's not
universe
on
or
brand. It's not in
anything.
universe. It's kind of like a separate universe of that brand.
but it still has to contain the elements of the first round somehow.
Yeah,
Mhm.
somehow you got to tie that in with what you guys.
So
gave us.
Atari
Mhm.
it
and
can be.
And a
Subway
Subway.
Underground
Yep.
and beat 'em up side scroller.
And it has to
Mhm.
be now. It's a spin-off. Wait, no. What was the
Not a
wording?
spin-off, adaptation.
Adaptation.
Adaptation of another.
So
franchise.
based on, inspired by,
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a 1-to-1.
this is why this is a good detriment.
Well,
because you're like,
mine's
"What the
already an adaptation anyway, because it's Pit
Okay,
Bob Winky.
No,
No?
you gotta add an extra layer.
You gotta add
An extra layer, an extra layer.
like the story theme. Like for example, I said Liza
Yeah.
P. It's the story theme is Pinocchio, but it's its totally own original story. They've just kind of twisted
Oh, so we
it.
have, like, what stories though? Like any
Whatever
story?
you want.
Yeah, any story, whatever you want it to be.
Anything you want.
This is tough. This is tough.
Yeah, exactly. That's
All right,
why
do
it's
we-
a detriment.
Do we want to go ahead and give him 5 minutes to brainstorm?
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right,
And
fellas,
just-
your
okay, what-
time starts
Hold on.
now.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, that's
Oh,
fine.
yeah.
I can ask
No,
you a
Let Chris do
question.
it. Let Chris do it.
Let
'cause he
me
has
do
the
it.
time
I
on
have a
screen.
timer, actually.
Yeah, on screen.
I do have another question. I can ask it.
Yeah,
anytime
go ahead,
if you
ask it
want.
right now if you want.
Yeah,
I'll
real
do it.
quick.
So it doesn't have to be a video game franchise. Or
No.
can it be-
No.
Video game,
Anything.
movie, TV,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
whatever. you want it to be.
anything.
That's all I needed to know. Okay.
All right, and transition and ready. 5 minutes starts for brainstorming now.
All right. All right, Chris, how do you think this detriment's going to affect these two guys left
I'd
over
like
at
to
the
hear
end?
Spencer's opinion on it.
Yeah, what are you thinking?
I mean, there's just so many different franchises you can go with, you know? Like there's so many different things you can adapt. And so, you know, some of them, depending on the direction you go, you know, you can have something really unique, like what we recently got with Liza P, which I think is just a great example of how you can really reinvigorate such a big story in a new way. And so we'll see if anyone touches on any really cool story ideas, bringing back something maybe classical like that in a new fashion for either of the ideas that will try to fit in their ideas. It'll be very interesting to see how it all fits together.
Or are they going to go with something a little more modern, you know, like a Halo and
Very
hit some
possible.
of those sort of story beats where you play as like a main lead who's like trying to save the world. Who knows what they could do with that? Or are they going to go like with the classical theme, you know, like a Mario Bros, where you're just going through pipes and trying to save the princess? We don't know where it's going to go.
I really think John's movie background is going to help him on this one.
It could help him. It could also hurt him.
It could,
We don't
you're right.
know. And Gio's got
The music background, that's your... Oh, your controller died, Patrick. Controller!
No.
Controller! No, wait. Your controller died. We can't hear you. Your audio just died completely.
Rest in peace.
Oh, he's got a refresh. Technical difficulties, folks.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Well,
Okay.
Just-
Now I've got a
oh,
cable
there
plugged
we
in
go.
my controller because I had a low battery warning earlier, and it's like if it gets a little bit loose.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh.
I think Gio's got a few advantages as well in this category. So we'll see what he comes up with. Chris, what's the vibe you're feeling? Are you think they got this in the bag? You think it's gonna be really challenging?
I think it's going to be really challenging for them based on their games that they pitched before and having to keep that same essence.
It's hard, man, because you have an original pitch, but now you're adding that extra layer of adaptation, man.
You can't. Yeah, you're basically handcuffing them, tying their hands. It's like being a producer and being on set and just getting in the way. No, I don't like that. Change that. You know,
It's
that's
like a
what kind of
script
what this is.
rewrite.
Yeah, this is exactly what it, right what it
Yeah.
is. But in like 5 minutes. That's what's great about it. It's in 5 minutes. So
Who knows?
the great thing about
Maybe
this
the,
round, folks, is that it's going to be a simple vote at the end with us three. So it's
and it's best 2
it's-
out of 3. Only two votes need to get you there.
Of course, yeah. Majority
Yeah.
wins, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm definitely excited. I think in the future I want to add some music to the whole mix and everything, and so a minute and a half, folks. So if you're ready, though, let us know. We can start.
John looks like he's still going.
John,
I'm
folks,
down, I'm ready.
Gio, you ready?
All
Oh,
right.
Gio, I think is still going with the brainstorming.
Gio's
though.
still
He's got a minute
brainstorming?
10
All right.
left. Minute 10.
I love it. Take as much time as you need, Gio.
I have to
get
ask
that good
you,
quality product for us.
Round 1 consumer. How did you feel about my choices and my reasoning?
At first, I was actually leaning more towards. I was thinking more. I was going to eliminate John there because I mean the BDSM angle is a little too niche. But you sold me. You said Spencer did not have those movesets, which John had that. He had that broken down. I really appreciated that. That went the extra mile. It's little things like that that are going to get you eliminated in round 1, which means every game of development hell, you really got to sell us on that round 1 if you want to continue to the second round.
Absolutely.
It's the
30
little
seconds.
things that matter. So Spencer, how did you feel?
We know how he feels.
I mean, like, how did you feel
love you,
about?
Spencer.
He's mad. He's mad that he's a red shirt and he lost his first
Stewing.
episode of Development Hell.
But real
No,
quick,
it's,
comment there.
how do I feel?
Yeah, how did you feel about?
I
5 seconds, Gio.
Geo.
He hopes that you leave enough room for his
For
fist so he can
brainstorming.
ram it up into your stomach.
For brainstorming.
All right, that's time, guys. That's time.
All right, Gio, you ready?
All right. Yeah. I mean,
All right, we gotta give him another trivia question. To see who goes first.
Do we have another trivia question?
I thought that's what it said in the rules. We had to have another copies question for
Did we?
round 2.
Did we have one? Let's go check.
If not, we can pull one up.
Yeah, I don't remember the answer.
You want me to pull a random?
Here, let me.
Wait, do I?
got you.
Yeah, I don't have a round 2 question. Remember, it has to be
Hold
like
on
a
one
number 2 so that they can like.
Okay,
closest
guys.
Oh, we got
Here
one.
you go. According to sales records from the early 2000s for Nintendo GameCube, how many copies of Super Smash Bros. Melee were sold
Oh fuck!
worldwide?
I'm so bad at these.
So the closest what? 100,000th or
100,000.
Okay.
Yep.
Gio, it still says you're low again. I think you're just not talking like directly into the mic, Gio. As part of the.
And let me repeat
How's
this.
sound?
This is Super
5
Smash Bros.
million.
Melee on the GameCube.
5 million.
Oh,
I
shit.
need to turn it up again.
Yeah, that's what Matthew Coburn keeps saying. Is you're low, and you're the
Sorry,
only
I
one he
lost
keeps
my
talking
mic
about
again.
it happening.
All right.
Keep it low, Gio. Keep it low.
Maybe hold on. Do
Why?
I have the auto gain
Oh, that
off
could be why.
for you? I should.
So
Audio settings. Auto gain is
check.
off. Yeah,
okay, it's off. Good,
Okay.
good.
I thought so.
All right.
Turn
Sorry, I
this
lost
up.
my audio. Did they have a prediction?
Five
turn
five
this
million.
up.
5 million.
5 million for John. Okay.
That was going to be my guess, so I'll go with. I'll have to go with higher, even though
Okay.
I might be wrong on this one.
I don't know. I mean,
I'll go. Which one was this? Melee or Brawl?
Yeah, melee.
Melee on the GameCube.
On the GameCube. Ooh, 5 million's a really good guess for that. I'll go 6.5, even though
Mhm.
I believe it's less than that, but I can't. He already
Yeah.
went with 5. I got to go 6.5 on that.
Well, the correct answer is 7 million copies. So, Gio, you
Oh,
were the closest.
Gio. Wow.
So, Gio will be pitching us
Maybe
in
back to
round
the
2
GameCube
first. Yep.
Gotta trust my instincts more, I guess. I don't know.
All right, Gio, are you ready?
So,
yes.
all right.
That didn't sound very convincing.
I'm just trying
Let
to
me
figure
get
out
the
where I'm going
time.
to start for this because I
Fair
just
enough, fair
wrote a
enough.
lot of
Okay.
notes and then I got to figure out where to go first.
Yeah. Yeah,
So, okay,
Hold
just
on
let me
a
know
second.
when you want me to go.
Yeah,
Chris
I
is
will.
going to get your timer up here in just a second.
Yep.
And while we're doing that, how's everybody doing in the chat? Are you guys enjoying this game so far?
Yeah, big
Let
shout
us
out
know
to
your
anybody who
thoughts.
showed up for this.
Yeah, especially live. I mean, we'll probably get more in the replay, but for just being here live, thank you guys so much for coming to see this new debut of our new game show. I think this is going to be a regular thing here on the channel.
I think
It's
it
a
is.
big
We're gonna
deal.
tweak it a little bit, make it a little
Yeah,
more
we're gonna improve it.
streamlined, smoother. You know,
Yeah.
first episodes are always hard, especially on the fly like this, and especially for low budget
And obviously, big thank you to John for being here for this.
Absolutely, John. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Welcome.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, man.
On our debut episode.
Debut episode during Rare Disease
There
Day
you go.
2024. Remember, we're here to raise money for FMF and AID Global Association. We've raised $225 so far just in a day, guys. Thank you. You all are amazing.
For the
That's
children.
Amazing. All right, Gio, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
And go.
All right, so essentially, we've heard the first pitch for the Atari's Jaguars Revenge. You know, kind of the gist of that. So, what I chose for as far as a franchise, since we didn't have to go with a video game property, I went with a music property, and that was going to be Weird Al Yankovic. In particular, I think
So we're going polka. Okay.
I think I'm going more for the almost the Weird Al Yankovic story biopic kind of vibe. Where
he
Another
went full
parody.
Harry Potter on us, Chris.
if you saw that movie, it was a tongue-in-cheek kind of. It wasn't a real biopic; it was a comedy, and it was a really great movie. Which I'm not going to get into all of that, but it features obviously all of his music in it. And where I'm going with this is like, I think if you remember Sonic 3 featured music from Michael Jackson in there, and as we all know, Weird Al did a cover of a Michael Jackson song. So there's definitely something there, right? I think. So anyway, so basically,
who's fat? That Jaguar's fat.
Absolutely. So what's happening here is the game is going to feature a original OST done by Weird Al Yankovic. So you'll get songs. Maybe not the entire OST, but there'll be featured songs from him done in his style, so parodies of other songs, but with a theme of Atari Jaguar and the Jaguar's Revenge. So he'll factor those in. I was trying to think of some on the fly, and I'll be quite honest, couldn't quite do it there. But you know Weird Al, you know what he's capable of. But on top of that, you're gonna get some of the classics. You're gonna get My Bologna. You're gonna get I'm Fat. You're gonna get Another One Rides the Bus. You're gonna get White and Nerdy. You're gonna get Weird Al as a playable character in the game. You're gonna get cameo appearances like him in his fat suit from I'm Fat, and then him in like the Amish Paradise. And then speaking of which, you're gonna have a candy cat match against Coolio and Al Yankovic from the Amish Paradise video, in kind of like a alternate version of the Sonic and Mario final boss battle. That'll be the Weird Al tie-in to the final boss battle. Will be Coolio, rest in peace, and Al Yankovic, both in Amish garb, which Coolio didn't originally wear that, but he will for this because that's just.
I'm feeling old with the Coolio stuff. Yeah, very old.
That both of those songs hold a special place in my heart. They were very popular, and I have very fond memories of seeing the videos for both of them.
Is this anywhere near the same game?
Well, I mean, you're still getting the Jaguar. The main story is the same. The thing is, I didn't mention the music once during my initial pitch, and I know Patrick mentioned that to Spencer during his pitch, I believe.
Yeah.
But you didn't ask me about that, so I'm filling in the blanks for you right here. And that's where
and the answer is polka, baby.
And you can have some polka in there. That's not going to be a problem, right? Like, who wouldn't want to have some not only just polka, but let's get some variety here. But you might have the odd polka song while you're down there slashing away and beating the shit out of fucking, I don't know, Goombas or something, or whatever it's gonna be.
Chrissy's telling you to like accordions, man.
I mean,
I don't know. Are you an accordion man? I don't know.
Only on
my
Sea of
aunt actually
Thieves.
played accordion in real life. True story.
He's not Al Yankovic.
And I feel like that should somehow count towards points. I don't know how or why.
All right. Well,
make it happen.
I understand that you only can go so far with what we've given you. So because we have two consumers now to ask questions, we'll go ahead and move on to the question portion of the round for Geo. So both Spencer and Patrick each get 2 questions. Who would like to go first?
So with this Al Yankovic vibe, what's the reasoning behind that, Gio?
I mean, what reason could you not have to feature Weird Al Yankovic in your game? The man is an icon. He is a force in the world of music for decades now. I think he's a household name. He's someone who is an inspiration. He provides joy to millions of people. He doesn't have an ounce of negativity in the man that I can find. He's always been a good person, and just
I see what you did there. Ounce fat. I see.
yeah,
I see.
he's entertaining as fuck. And it's so it's like, if you're trying to create a good game, I think that's a good part of that, is you want to create those kind of vibes. And because it is a revenge game, your first instinct might be, okay, you're gonna want to have maybe like I don't know, like a new metal soundtrack or something for, if you're going for my era. But that's not necessarily the route you want to take, because when you're thinking about games, the classics like the Sonic 3s of the world, the Sonic and Knuckles, any of those, I'm mentioning the Sonic 5 there, but any of those kind of games, they didn't always have a rough and tumble soundtrack. Even Donkey Kong Country, which had some interesting stuff in there, it wasn't always.
This pitch is rough and tumble.
Yeah, so I mean, I think I think it would work. I think people would like to hear those songs while they're, getting revenge for Nintendo and Sega's,
suddenly craving baloney.
All right, Spencer, you have any questions, or Patrick, you want to ask your second question?
I am going to defer my second question to Spencer. I want him to ask 3 questions to Gio.
Ooh.
Whoa. Okay. I see how this is. First question. Will we have a special level segment around one of my personal Weird Al songs, Like a Surgeon?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think that's one of the ones that it goes without saying. You can't not have that in there. And when you talk about the surgeon aspect, he's a jaguar. He's got sharp claws. He's fit for that job. Absolutely. So you could fit that in very easily. Have that even be part of the Underground Labyrinth section. It doesn't even have to be above ground to continue with that theme of the Underground Labyrinth, sponsored by Subway. So I think it just. I think it fits. I think it's a match made in heaven. Absolutely.
Man,
could you describe to me this particular level segment, why it's unique with Like a Surgeon empowering it? Like, how is it different than all the others?
So, I mean, like I said, if you're in an underground labyrinth, the assumption is going to be that it's going to be a lot of tomb-like and catacomb-like structures, or like subway-like structures. And I mean the actual riding mechanisms that time.
It is sponsored by Subway.
No, I'm talking about the ones you're riding that time. And so, but you want to break up the monotony. So why can't there be a secret underground hospital or secret underground surgery room somewhere in this underground labyrinth, and they're performing like these backdoor experiments, and maybe they're trying to like,
it's a maze down there, man. Anything's possible.
Maybe they're trying to do like cosmetic surgery to make like some disgruntled Jaguar characters turn into Nintendo characters. So there's something there, right? Like you could, and then you have
creepy,
and Atari Jaguar, he's got to come in there and he's got to set this situation right. He can't let this stand, because
like a surgeon.
He's that's how you'll feel with the gameplay, like a surgeon. It's,
okay.
It's surgical, the way that he will dismantle these opponents.
Last question.
Last question, Spencer.
So it sounds like you have a lot of lore in your universe here with all this different, underground hospital. That's like out there. It's like, come on, tell us a little bit about like, why is there even an underground hospital doing these weird things?
Well, it just lends into the entire, like you said, the lore of the Underground Labyrinth in general. Is like, if it's going to be this place that you're spending a big amount of time in, it can't just be the same old hallways over and over again and just an excuse for you to fight these enemies. Like, that's not what anybody wants to see. So I think that
I don't want to see it.
Absolutely. And that's what ties right into this, is that we want to have unique areas that you go to, like and so like maybe this was a surgeon who lost his license, and maybe he was a former Nintendo lawyer, and then he got fired after the PlayStation situation. And then he went to medical school But then that didn't pan out. So then he's like, "This is what all I
Yeah,
know." And
Panasonic.
he's disbarred, so he can't continue law. So this is what he has to do. He has to, and he found the underground labyrinth. Now he's going down there and he's doing his illegal.
Sounds more like a '90s sob story now, guys. I don't know.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. You can get into as much of the lore as you want to. If you don't want to delve into that,
I mean, it could be deep. I don't know.
I think ultimately you have the visual background for him to
Better Call Saul.
Flash and claw his way through enemies.
Better Call Saul. There you go.
Boy. He will not be in this game.
Okay.
Oh,
obviously, different
wow.
Different brand.
All right, I am ready for John's now. After that,
that went in
my
ways
gosh.
I didn't think that was gonna go.
That was awesome.
That was.
And I am gonna say, Gio, you nearly lost it for yourself in round one with the whole sponsored by Subway thing, but
I thought it was a good running game.
It was great. Yes. So, John, are you ready after that?
Ready as I will be.
Right. And go.
All right. So yeah, this will be adapting from 50 Shades of Grey. This is going to be called 50 Shades of Boink. And it's the best-selling book. Like, the demographic is out there. It's huge. And so what I want to do as a developer,
the lady demographic,
the lady demographics, yes. To make money as an investor, you know, you got to make money, right? So the best way to make money, accessories. So with this,
there's accessories, hard accessories.
Yeah, we're gonna have vibrators, the magic wand, dildos, whatever you can imagine. But
pegging,
we're gonna reach out to different brands. So kind of like Fortnite.
Oh my god!
Bluetooth 3.0.
Yeah, we're gonna team up with other companies. So, for example, we're gonna have a dildo called the Solid Snake. We're gonna team up with Silent Hill. We have the Pyramid Head. We're gonna team up with Ubisoft.
Kermit said, "I bet it got huge."
With Splinter Cell, so you got the Sam Fisher. You use the fishing hook.
That's not the only thing that's gonna be splintering.
Yeah. We're also gonna have other accessories like Fallout's dog meat.
Oh my god!
That's what the kids are calling it these days. Dog meat.
Yeah, and so it's all taking place in a dungeon. So there's going to be other accessories too with 50 Shades of Grey. So it's not just that. You also have masks that you can
merchandise.
Wear. Yeah. Masks. There will be like all types of masks you can wear, like Harley Quinn masks. And they're very pointy with a nose, so you can do whatever you want with his nose. And okay, and here's the next thing here. Here's the next thing. This next accessory is like the craziest, but we're gonna make it happen. And it's handcuffs, and you're tied to it with a steering wheel, like a flight steering wheel. And the steering wheel is kind of like fleshy, veiny too. And
it's so that might not have range of motion, Chris.
Yeah, a lot of range of motions.
No, it doesn't sound like it's got a lot of range of motion. It's just handcuffs.
Yeah, well, you're kind of handcuffed, but you can still.
There is no kind of handcuffed. Right. You either are or you aren't.
Yeah,
let him continue for now.
You can turn left and right, so you can still in this game. You can travel all around the underground world with using the steering wheel.
Oh, you'll be traveling
with handcuffs.
Boy, I bet that's a good ride.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else for the consumer questions? I mean, we're around that time.
Go ahead.
All right. Patrick and Spencer.
All right.
Spencer.
So, here, I have a question.
Yeah.
All right. So it sounds like we have all these different weapon options, right? And most importantly, though, I feel like the go-to weapon for a lot of people is going to be the dildo, right? Like we could just, right? Yeah, and so I assume you're going to have quite the variety of dildos here. Tell us about the variety and the different accessories those can be.
The different accessories of the dildos. I think if you really want to go with the ultimate dildo, this has the six range of motion. Very high tech for a 16-bit game. You can go forward, you can whack forward, you can whack back, left and right. All the different whacking sides.
Oh, he's gonna be whacking it all the way home.
Yeah. And it's gonna be so revolutionary, like when you're playing it, like in the side scrolling, you're looking at it, but moving it around. Your digital character, can move it like Like you can see it in there. It's like I don't even know how it works, but it's amazing. You have to try it out. Like we're gonna have a demo out soon, prototype, so you can come
Like a
in to
Wiimote.
our office.
That's
check
exactly
it
like
out.
a Wiimote.
Better than a Wiimote.
Oh my god.
Oh boy! Next question.
I need to know: is there going to be a Dakota Johnson Madam Web crossover?
Yes.
Like an
yeah.
event? Is it an event?
A what?
An event.
It's like a crossover event.
Like Fortnite's TMNT event.
No. We could do an event too, like a limited edition toy that comes with 6 legs. And
Wait, 6? Don't spiders have
8 legs. 8 legs. 16-bit graphics. Sometimes the 2 extra legs might be too much for the console. So
no one's gonna notice.
Yeah. And to
Oh my god!
to make it even more exciting, to make the user base, I don't know how you say, hard or wet, whatever you want to call
Aroused.
it. Aroused. Yes. There's going to be like webbing in the back, so you can use that webbing to whatever you want to do.
Fly.
He's just straight face.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right, next question.
Spencer, you got another one?
If you already have one, go. I'm still trying to think of it. I'm trying to just go.
Investor,
If
does
you
the
have
investor
one.
have any questions on like scalability?
Yeah. We'll defer a question for the investor. Sure.
I have to ask. Does it have multiplayer?
Oh yes, it would definitely have. Multiplayer. Yeah, that's it. That's easy to code in there.
Oh my god. Does it have multiple?
That's my question. Does anybody have a follow-up question to that?
Okay. Okay. So, I'm trying to think of a good way to word this one. Hold on.
Oh my god.
So with multiplayer, you have to have an online component in this day and age, right?
Yeah.
You have to just it's just a requirement. If you're having multiplayer, you have to have online or else it's going to do bad, all right? But listen, where's all these special accessories and you're playing with other people? Is there going to be a way you can possibly
Just call it couch
in
co-op.
this game include a system? No, not couch co-op. That's not where I'm going with.
Oh.
Is there a way you can incorporate cameras into this game so you can see what the other people are doing as you're playing along with them?
Yeah, we could do cameras, but there's going to be some safety precautions, like if you want to do some privacy stuff. But with the camera, it will be able to just track the other player, see where their hands are at, their private parts, whatnot.
But not their face. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, you could do it like the Xbox.
It'll be 16-bit
10X,
graphics.
where it's like, it senses movement and
Wha-
down at the
Yeah.
the lowest
Sense of
percentile.
movement, all right.
Was it
So you get XP.
Demolition Man where they did it with the
Yeah,
VR headsets?
went in as part of the dev team now.
Wasn't it Demolition Man where they did
More
it
than
with
one.
the headsets?
Yeah, with the headset
Yeah.
where you you just put on your head, and then it's just kind of like them just
Yeah.
appearing out of nowhere, and then you
then
take
it's
it off.
over.
What the
And
hell
she's
was that?
like,
What was that?
what was
Was
that?
that it? That's not the hanky panky.
All right. Well,
Uh,
That was 4 questions.
that was 4
Go to maximum.
questions. That's
Okay.
the max.
that was
amount of
4 questions.
Oh
So-
boy. So I'm gonna go ahead and just stop the timer because whatever.
This is gonna be really challenging deliberation now.
All right, I'm gonna vote last, obviously being the investor. So the
Yeah.
consumers get to vote first,
Um,
and this might change my answer depending on what
yeah.
you guys say. So go ahead and because I have an
do we
answer
wanna
right now.
Do we
but
want
I'm
to
gonna-
deliberate and kind of break some stuff down first, or do we just
I
want to
have
go
one
right
as
into
well.
voting?
No, I mean I have an answer already. Spencer does too.
Okay.
So
Okay, all right.
we've deliberated. That's
I
what the
do,
whole
yeah.
talking
All right,
through
since
the
you
whole
guys-
thing is deliberating.
I'll go ahead and vote last.
No.
Spencer.
I vote last.
Oh, you vote last. Okay, Spencer, go ahead. I'll get around to my vote because I'm still. This is tough.
Listen, my vote is with John's game because it sounds like it's revolutionary for the industry. All right. What game has ever had this amount of accessories? And not only that, appealing to this whole completely different demographic that may have never been into gaming in the first place. It just sounds it's one of those things where I have to see it to believe it.
More female gamers,
that's
always a
what
good
I
thing.
want to see at the end of the day. Exactly. That's what we need.
Jesus.
That's
Patrick,
what we need. Exactly. No, it's a revolutionary idea. Go for
OG
it.
consumer who didn't have to leave the industry because his game was rejected. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, I'm an investor. I'm cool.
Yeah. So this one, I'm actually gonna have to vote for Geo.
Oh.
I feel like he gave me like a lot of lore. He really dove into the lore and the story, and starting off as like a Nintendo lawyer who just loses his job and things go downhill, and he's in the labyrinth that is the underground, and he really set up that world in my head where it's like I feel like I'm really invested in that sort of world. I want to be in that world, and he really broke it down, and the tie-ins with Weird Al Yankovic just it grasped me, it pulled me in. Especially when Spencer said like a surgeon, I'm like, yes, I want to play this. It sounds fantastic as a Jaguar, just ripping and tearing as a surgeon. And while I think John's game is absolutely revolutionary, it has some of the most amazing accessories to market, which I think would sell like hotcakes. I feel like it's almost a little too niche, but it will sell very, very well. I think it's a great game, John. I really dig it. I just worry it's going to be a little too niche. But in terms of technology, I think it's going to do gangbusters at CES. It's going to sell.
Right, that's right.
Do gangbangs.
It's going to sell so well.
It's going to do
Gangbusters.
gangbangers.
But I'm also worried with John's idea. The starting price is going to be a little too high for most consumers because of all those accessories. You're going to be spending probably close to at least $500 before you can even start to play the game properly the way John wants it to be played. And John, I want to play that game the way it's made to be played.
Get ready to cough up the money.
Man, two very great points by both consumers. Oh my!
But yeah, I mean,
I think you
wanna
made your
jump
point,
in that
Patrick.
Polka
Patrick.
world. I want to jump in that Polka
made
world,
your
man.
point, Patrick. Everybody wants a reach around these days. Gosh,
They do.
Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna break this down because on the one hand you have John's game, which is kind of like the Fortnite of niche BDSM. You know, just go have fun, sexy time, not care, jump into a session for 15 minutes, jump out, have fun, quick sessions. Great. Maybe play a bunch of different sessions at the same time, you know, get to experience different users and players. You know, maybe you have 1v1v1, you know, or 2v1 or 3v0, you know, I mean. But then on, you know, and that's a very, like, that's what people want these days. They just want those quick games, instantaneous, like get in, get out, stick it in, stick it out, pull out, you know,
Quite literally,
stick it in and pull it out. Essentially, Geo's game, though, is for those hardcore gamers. And while not as hardcore as what John's game would be, that's for
That's
sure.
hardcore.
That's hardcore. It definitely is. It talks to those gamers. Man, I see like Geo's like good old 1999 retro game on Steam, and you know I go on to Fanatical and get my mystery game package, and there's Geo's game. But I worry that I go to John and Patrick. I was going towards John. I'm going to say this. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to go towards Geo. And Patrick sold me on the cost and how much your accessories are going to cost, you know, and sure,
Those toys aren't
eventually,
cheap.
I think,
They're
well,
not.
I think of the PlayStation VR and how it's just like a ridiculous cost just to experience this new technology. And while eventually the dildo game, do you have a title for your game again? What was it? It was
The 50 Shades of Boink.
50 Shades of Boink will one day be affordable for the lower and middle class. I see the bougie and rich people playing it and having their wild, crazy sex parties and playing, you know, 50 Shades of Boink, while I see little Jimmy coming home from school am going to play Jaguar's Revenge, and then saying,
little Jimmy
Dad,
should not be playing this game.
little Jimmy should not be playing 50 Shades of Boink. And so for that reason, for the wider market and the better chance for profit, I am going to go with Gio's game, Jaguar's Revenge.
Wow. Okay.
Congratulations,
Gio.
Gio. You are the winner
This is
of.
where we would get the sound effects of the.
Yeah.
We'll get like the
Woo! Spencer, where's your sound effects? Damn it.
Do I have it?
Actually, that might have
Do
sounded.
you have any good ones?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to this.
Play some Weird Al.
Yeah.
Listen here.
That's why we get a copyright strike.
Oh man, so Velvet Room Chill said good choice. She liked my choice. So 2-1, Gio. I'm gonna go ahead and let you all say your goodbyes, plugs, whatever, and then stop the recording, and then we'll go back to being just regularly streaming again. So we'll start with the winner, Gio.
Yeah, first of all, thanks so much for choosing me. After John's pitch, I did not expect to win. I actually didn't expect to even get past the first round, let's be honest. But I'm definitely grateful for that that you guys picked it. I tried my best with that pitch under the circumstances. This is the first episode. We've never done this before, and I have that kind of ability of like improv to a certain extent. I'm not great at it, but I can do it to a certain extent, and that's what I tried to pull from with this pitch, and it seems like it worked out there. So, but I'm very happy with this episode. All the pitches were great, and I was laughing my ass off the entire time. I don't even know what more you could ask for. So really, it's like it's I won, but it's a win for all of us. We really like.
We worked hard on this. We did, and it turned
I
out
enjoyed
great.
all three pitches. All three pitches were great.
All the pitches were great.
I had such a great time, and that's the thing. It's like if I feel like other people do better than me in my mind, then that's a good thing.
And you still win.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all win.
Yeah,
Well,
and then we all win.
That
Exactly.
it's just the fact that it's like I felt like they were good challengers. So it's like you only win. A win is only worthy if it's against the right people. So,
Yeah, and now you got to defend your title.
Oh damn! Fucking
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I'll jump in as a dev next time, and Patrick or Spencer will host, and
Lots of cool things we can do
John
going
will
forward.
host. Who knows? You never know.
Geez. All right, John, as the second place finisher, what do you think?
Nice second place trophy. Thank you guys. I am honored to be among these esteemed developers, and they've created some great games, and I can't wait for the future, and hopefully maybe we can collaborate on a game.
50 Shades of Jaguar's Revenge.
50 Shades of Lizard with Subways, and
sponsored by Subway.
yeah, sponsored by Subway.
What do you think of the? What do you think of the game? The game, not the flow, because obviously we were a little slow because first time, but the premise and everything.
I like the premise is great. Just video games. We all love video games, and we always critique video games, and so it's cool to try to come up with an idea. And it's kind of hard, try to sell it to people. So now, people can understand, this is, making video games not an easy thing.
Yeah, just from the pitch in general, and there's all these things they have to deal with, oh, we want your game to be free to play, or it has to be adapted on an IP.
And angry consumers.
Yep.
It's
exactly.
They want this and this. What?
Spencer, your thoughts?
I think it worked overall out really well. I definitely learned things to better improve on for a presentation, and I'm going to be honest. I kind of had an idea of what mine could be an adaptation after I thought about it for a moment, but the other two, you all did a fantastic job with the adaptations.
I was impressed.
I'm much happier here laughing at your rolls, because your rolls was way better than the direction I was
very
thinking.
impressed.
So that's amazing. I loved both of the things. Was very both were just great out there, and so it was a really good time. It was awesome. And so definitely looking forward to more of these and switching up rules as we go, seeing what other things we could potentially swap to the wheel or other things like that. I think there's a lot of different options here as we get into maybe like, season 2s after we do a bit of this, So it'll be awesome to see what we can bring for the rest of this potential season 1 if we want to dub it that. And so I'm looking forward to it.
Agreed. I loved, man. Yeah, I am very impressed with your guys' coming up with I didn't know what direction you all were going to go, and I was definitely impressed. So kudos for sure. I was hoping Gio was going to go some sort of music route, and it worked perfectly.
Weird Al was great.
It was great. I can imagine sitting myself playing there as a jaguar, beating people up.
Like a surgeon.
Yep. Like a surgeon.
So we got to be careful if that game shows up in the next 12
Someone's
months.
a developer is watching this right now.
All right, Patrick, thoughts?
I just want to say thank you to all 3 of your pitches. As a potential consumer, I wanted to play all 3 of your games. That really invested me in. Spencer's gave me like that real Streets of Rage vibe. I really dug that with the lizards. John's was a little hardcore, maybe not necessarily for me, but if I'm in the right mood, man, 15-minute play session,
perfect for you and your girlfriend there. Just saying.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, especially people
for
don't
couples.
know this. My girlfriend and I started long distance, and so that would have been the perfect game for us to play to bond.
There you go.
So that would have been great.
Yeah, man. If you had said perfect for long,
that made it personal.
Yeah, if you had said perfect for long term, yeah, exactly, that would have been great. Oh my gosh. I want to say thank you to the 3 of you. It's such a short amount of time putting together such awesome pitches. It's hard. Improv is hard, and being put on the spot is hard, and game development's hard. So all 3 of those things together, coming up with original ideas and ideas with restraint, it's all hard. Pun
and
intended.
Did you guys appreciate the heckling, like keeping you guys on your toes? Did the heckling really keep you, pushing?
Oh yeah. It's great. It's like it makes me think and like, oh shit, like what do I need to do to step it up?
It's good because not only can it can have a positive effect, but it can also have a negative effect because it can make you get in your own head too. So it was a little bit of a distraction for me because I was almost thinking like, should I mute these guys?
Hey, I mean, you have the ability to.
But I was like, no, I'm gonna let it ride and try to see how this turns out. Because I was like, that's the real way to do it. Like if we were live in the studio, there would be no muting, right? So that's how I tried to.
There's no muting, it's right there together.
Exactly. Well, again, this has been Development Hell, our very first episode, and it turned out much better than I expected. I am going to say that. Thank you, everybody, for watching. It's been, I hope you really enjoyed this. We're definitely going to do this again. We're going to, again, tweak it, make it a little shorter. We went, over an hour and a half, and we were trying to keep it to like an hour when we first thought of the idea. And, that didn't work out. So we'll tweak some things, figure it out. Tell us any comments. Yeah. This is going to be posted as a video, so any comments you have below on ideas, suggestions for it, definitely let us know. We're all ears for this. But, remember, we're hanging out on the 28th and the 29th. We've been hanging out for Rare Disease Day, raising money for FMF and AID Global Association. Thank you, everybody who are watching to the stream. Thank you to all the contestants here at Development Hell. And thank you, Patrick, for being the OG consumer. And thank you, Spencer, for taking the first-round loss like a man. Congratulations, Gio. We'll see you next time on Development Hell here on Red Shirts Remastered. Bye.
Bye.
Toodles.
Toodles.